So this is my second extra credit presentation for Theater Appreciation Spring 25. Sahil Patel, my records ID listed, and I am section 3. So my second play I viewed was Wedlocked by College Avenue Players in Scott Hall, room 135, and I'm going to discuss my thoughts about the group's theater elements, some things I want to talk about, and how my intention were the portrayal of character through body language and vocal control, which I noticed were very more emphasized in this play. Some of the staging choices, such as removing or adding props to for emotional weight, and also trying to help the audience understand stuff. The design of the set creating a mood. Some of the script's pros and cons, and also how the theme struck me. So for this play, I definitely want to say that there were a lot more differences in characters' body language than the Shem one-act play that I viewed before this. I could definitely see that the characters were a lot easier to read because I could see a lot more physical movement in their bodies that they were clearly trying to portray to the audience. For example, the Miss Mama character seems to be very devious and suspicious because of the way she be walking around slowly, or putting her hands together, rubbing them in a mischievous tone. And also the rich boy talking to the farmer boy would be very nervous, and his legs would be shaking, and he'd be stuttering. So you can also tell he's very nervous by that. It just made allowed me to understand the play a lot better. So some of the staging choices I add and remove emotional weight. I definitely noted the props that are incorporated into the play. There was fire flames, when the boy threw a cigarette and it became a fire. And there was also a lot of lighting changes in this play, which helped me understand tensions between scenes, or even if there was something that needed to be noted, there would be a narrator that came in and the light would strike on them only. And there were also, as I said, there were also actors serving as props. For example, the flames when the fire started. And the design of the set, creating different moods for me, was pretty helpful because the narrator would introduce scenes and allow me to know what's going on during the play. So, like I said, the fire before, which is pretty monumental to the play. After he threw the cigarette into the bush, the girl came out of the dark, and then the light struck on her, and she was little did he know that he just started a fire, and sooner or later we knew that the place was going to burn down. The script's pros and cons, in my opinion, were I liked how Wedlocked used the characters used their voice to emphasize their emotion, such as Miss Mama, when she was really good at raising and lowering her voice to show her malicious intent sometimes. But I also wasn't a big fan of how stretched out the plot was. I feel in the middle, maybe near the rising action or conflict part, I have in the bottom left corner, I got the idea that there was two families trying to book a wedding. I feel that was a little dragged out, but I did enjoy the modern day humor. There's a lot more there's a lot less old-fashioned jokes, and it was just more focused on straightforward, explicit humor, one could say, which I found pretty funny. And that's my overall review of the Wedlocked College Avenue Players by Scott Hall. Out of the two plays I watched, this and the Shem one-act play, I definitely did like Wedlocked more. Thank you.